man, don't those look absolutely amazing. We've got a good one for you. It's Funday Friday. We've got Chef Greg Muller whipping up some delicious ribs. We've got Chef John Pennell whipping up some delicious ribs. It's going to be an amazing episode. Stay tuned. Yeah, cheers. Happy Funday Friday, everybody. Woo. Lots of ASMR going on. We got some frying, we got some grilling. It's Rib Week, ladies and gentlemen, and we're celebrating National Barbecue Month.
Let's go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Our favorite celebration of the year.
It's the best time of the year, minus Christmas and Thanksgiving and all those other food holidays.
Right. But yeah, the temperature's warming up, so the grills are warming up, baby.
Shoot, yeah. Speaking of it warming up, we've got amazing hot sales going on right now at rectech.com, up to 15% off select grills. We want to send you there because that's where all of this amazing content lives. Guys, are these recipes available online?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What about on the app?
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
We got you covered.
On the #1 grilling app that's on there?
That's right.
All right.
Go check it out.
Cool. So what do we got going for us today, Chef Greg?
We're sure how to make a delicious St. Louis rib pop. Yeah, a little different.
What?
I like
It's
that.
just something different. You know, if you're not playing with your food and enjoying the outdoors and grilling, you're kind of missing out on life. So we took what is already delicious and just kind of like rectechified it a little bit.
Love it.
Very cool. What about you, big guy?
I'm going to be showing people how to fry ribs on their smoke stone. That's right.
What?
Just
So good.
another thing that they could do on their smoke stone besides, make a breakfast of delicious bacon and eggs and salsa.
So we're frying ribs
Yes, sir.
and making rib lollipops.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a heck of an episode. Make sure you smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give you 3 seconds to do it. 3, 2, 1.
Smash it!
Who's going first?
Chef Greg.
Go,
Okay.
Chef Greg. Go, Chef
All
Greg.
right,
Go.
We've got a rack of St. Louis ribs. Now, my inspiration from this came from having to French racks
what?
of ribs
Okay.
and beef and pork and all sorts of
right,
stuff. So
right.
we're gonna French this rack. So what we're gonna do is we've got a whole rack of St. Louis ribs here.
Okay.
We're gonna take our boning knife and basically score right on the back of the bone. We've already removed the membrane, right? So all we're doing is basically cutting that small, and it's not even really a membrane. It's just like a little bit of connective tissue. So right down all of the bones, okay?
Okay.
And then
All right,
we're gonna do.
drop questions and comments down below, ladies and gentlemen. We need to know what you're wondering.
And having good strength in your opposable thumbs.
There you go.
This is important.
Thumb strength,
So
Chef
what
Greg.
you do is,
Cheese and
I gotta
crackers.
flip it around. I tried doing this backwards earlier for you guys, and it just didn't work out the same. So basically, you're gonna push that rib membrane down the bone, right? So the first one might be a little more difficult to do, but
Okay.
basically you're gonna separate, and if it sticks a little bit, just take the knife right on the side, and you can kind of push it off, okay? And then you're basically just gonna pull that rib bone out of.
Holy smokes.
And these sat out for a second. It's easier when it's a little cold.
Love that technique.
And
You
it's
guys are learning
basically,
so much right now.
well, watch me struggle here, because it always works on off camera, but this is live. So we're gonna pull the bone up and out of, I guess, that pocket, if you will, where that rib sits. So now we've basically got that meat off of the bone, and that bone's
Cool.
nice and clean for the most part. We can take our knife and kind of get crazy with it. But Chef John, I know back in the day in kitchens and stuff,
Yes, sir.
you had to French racks of
Tons,
lamb,
tons of
pork.
racks. Yes, sir.
So this was kind of like the inspiration for that. So much so we made a little poll on the internet to see if people could identify what it was, and people were close, but no one got it.
No one got it? That it was
one
rib,
got it.
Chef Greg?
No one got it.
Oregon, Travelers Rest, South Carolina. Somebody's out there in Moscow watching.
Hey.
Tennessee,
Hey.
Wisconsin.
So again, we're just going to pull those bones up and out.
Holy
so it
smokes.
takes just a little bit of force.
Ooh.
Yeah, but
Get
once
in there,
it's
Chef
done,
Greg.
once it's done, you saw how good it was.
Okay.
Like it's just
Absolutely.
fun visual.
All right, while you get in there and dig that stuff out, Chef Greg, I think Chef John's going to start us up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, mine are going to be super easy. The first thing that you need to know about frying anything on the smoke stone is you have to have a durable Dutch oven. So I suggest the RecTech 8-quart Dutch oven. That thing is absolutely amazing. So I'm burning the RecTech Ultimate Bloom pellets, and I'm also got the grill set to medium high. So it's around that 450 range is where we want it at for frying.
Get on in there and show them a little bit of that.
Yeah, get on
bubbly,
it. Come
bubbly.
on in here. I've already got some ribs frying because they're going to take about 20 to 30 minutes to fry these things. It's going to be a lot longer than like frying a piece of chicken, so keep that in mind. But once we got the grill going, we got it hot, we're going to talk about the oil, right? So what I want you guys
Vegetable oil, right?
Well, you could use whatever you guys like.
Peanut oil?
You could use peanut oil, vegetable oil. You could use whatever
avocado
you want.
oil.
Well, not avocado oil because you don't want that. But you could use Crisco. You could use lard. You could use whatever you want. Now, these products.
I vote duck fat.
Yes.
Ooh,
Well,
yes.
duck fat too.
Tallow?
Yeah.
Ooh.
These products are going to lend more flavor to whatever it is that you're frying.
So don't be afraid of these things.
Yeah, don't be afraid of these things. And all you're going to need is 1 tub of Crisco, and I use 2 1-pound containers of lard, right? That's that lard. That's that good right there, right?
Love that.
So I let that all melt together, right? So while that's melting together, we're going to go ahead and prep our ribs. Now, these are just your standard ribs that you get at your grocery store. I guess baby backs would work for this application.
Absolutely.
I find, though, that you're going to have a better result with these spares.
All right, George Delaney likes that tallow idea. Kevin has a good question about chicken. At what temp, Chef John, do you sauce your chicken before pulling it off? He's been doing it around 160, but he thinks he should be doing it a little sooner so he doesn't overcook it. What do you think?
I like it. So, look, the key to this question is what parts of the chicken are you cooking? If you're cooking the breast, definitely pull it off at 155 and let it come up a little bit, right? So, but if you or start glazing at 155, so it'll be done at 165. Don't go ahead and start at 165 because it's going to carry over to 175. Dark meat though, legs and thighs, you can bring that all the way up to 190, guys. That's the key number for that juicy meat.
Absolutely.
Great questions. Keep them coming in the comment section down below. Chef Greg, we got an update from you, my man.
Let's go. All right, so we've got that rib pulled back. So what we're gonna do is where that bone would have laid, all we're gonna do is make a cut right there. And that way we can basically wrap
Wow.
that meat back around so it looks like it's gonna be sort of a rack
Ooh,
of
look
ribs.
at that, Chef Greg.
Okay, so basically just kind of like weave it across.
We're going to
And
need
then
you to
wrap it
smash that
around.
share button for this amazing technique. We'll give you 3 seconds to do it. 3, 2, 1.
Smash it!
So now we've got these rib pop bones good to go. And all we're gonna do is secure it. So we're gonna take a little butcher knot and basically make sure you get the fat part of the meat here. And a butcher's knot is pretty simple. So you're basically gonna roll across your thumb here, or actually pointer finger, twist it around twice, up through the hole, and it makes basically like a slip knot, right? So then you just pull it down, and then you've secured and the key here is secure that back part of the meat to the rib bone, okay?
Virginia's wondering where you got those black gloves, Chef Greg.
Man, check them out at rectech.com. These have nice textured tip. You're not gonna slip anything. Makes life pretty simple. While you're at it, just pick up a case of them. Come in packs of 12, boxes of 12. But we're just gonna keep tying these in between each bone, and then a little bit of yellow mustard, a little bit of Rossarussi's honey rib rub. Now, since we kind of rolled this up a little uniquely, I definitely recommend going at a higher temp. So we're gonna go 300 degrees, right about 3 hours. These are gonna be done, and that way, since we kind of tied them in between the rib, all we have to do is, basically cut down, and you have what is a rib pop chop, I guess.
I love that, Chef
Now,
Greg.
Chef Greg, question for you.
Yep.
What is the best way that you find to get that pesky membrane off the back of the rib?
Good question.
So a lot of it just depends on the rack of ribs itself, right? So for me, you can use a paper towel, you can use a fork. Anything to give you a good grip on it is going to help. But I'm a paper towel kind of guy.
questions.
Yeah,
Yep.
love it.
So again, little mustard and a little bit of a honey rib rub. And if you don't like mustard, it's not going to change the flavor. I detest yellow mustard. Like, not even on a hot dog or a
Dang,
hamburger.
Chef Greg.
I'm not down with that, right?
Yeah, be liberal with the seasonings,
yeah.
right, Chef
Oh yeah,
Greg?
season high, let it fly. And now as these cook, and again, you might have seen that video a couple weeks ago, we like to play with our food. So we gave you the Chef John smile on these ribs.
There we go.
But right about 3 hours, they're gonna
Holy
look
smokes.
like that, right? So beginning and end. And then at the very end, all you gotta do is be generous with that Harry's sweet sauce, right? Be
Look at
tacky
that,
with
ladies
it.
and
But you can see how nice
Mm.
and clean those bones are.
Cheese.
Makes life real easy. But that right there is good stuff. Now, if you want to add more flavor into your sauce, don't sleep on those rib glazes, because you can easily add a little peach flavor, a little sweet cherry flavor, a little pineapple flavor, a little apple glaze, all sorts of stuff. But I'll let that go for just a little bit longer, and then we'll take them off, slice them up, and yeah, it's good stuff,
Easy
man.
peasy.
It's just different, right?
Yeah,
like
I love
we've
that.
all
I
had
love
ribs,
that.
but
I
these
love
are
that.
like you can, if this was a restaurant, we could have charged significantly more for that.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, so while Chef Greg was doing that, get on in here, TaylorMade. I went ahead and started slicing my ribs in between the bones, right? So I didn't pull the membrane on any of these. I just took my Rectech chef knife, right, and went through the ribs, right in between the bones, right? Super easy.
North Carolina, Michigan, Augusta, Georgia, Florida, Oregon, Texas. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We really do appreciate it.
All right, now, Ron's Screaming Pig. This stuff is absolutely delicious for this, Jody.
Now, you didn't take the membrane off,
Nope.
and you're not using a binder.
I'm not using a binder.
Okay.
These ribs are a little moist coming out of the package.
Very
So
cool.
we're going to hit them with the Chef Greg's first.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what would you season these ribs up with? Let us know in the comment section down below. We'd love to know. It's on our minds.
It is on our minds.
I'm curious.
I am curious. All right, so then we're going to flip. Now, normally, guys, we're going to let this seasoning sit on this side for about 5 minutes till it starts to get real moist and wet. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. All right, so then we're going to flip these over.
Could we inject these if we wanted to?
Oh, I like that. Now, listen, you could inject these, but like water and hot oil do not mix. You know, so it's not.
Great
They're
point,
not
big
gonna.
guy.
They're not friends, right? They're enemies.
But what you could do, though, is you can mix up the injection and use it as a brine.
Totally could.
Right? And then that way, I guess, especially if your ribs are maybe not like really moist out of the package, that would also act as a good binder as well. And brining these would make sense because it's a smaller piece versus like, you're not going to brine a brisket, but you could do that with a rib.
And you could, and you could inject. Just keep that in mind, guys. Like it's, it's going to be much more active in that oil if you brine or if you guys inject. All right, so then we're going to go back over the top of these ribs with some more Chef Greg's and some of that Ron's Screaming Pig, right? Then we're going to let this sit. I'd put these to the side, let them start to get tacky, and I'd started building my frying flour.
Okay.
So what I have in here is 3 cups of flour, and to that, we're going to stay with the same seasonings. We're going to hit it with that Ron's Screaming Pig, right? And then we're going to hit it with some of that Chef Greg's 4-letter rub. Often imitated, never duplicated. Part of that rub and sauce bundle.
Be careful seasoning outdoors. A little windy.
It
You
is-
might season the patio.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's okay.
Then we're just going to give these a good mix, right? Now you want to see a good blend of these seasonings, right? You're not going to get a whole bunch of chance to season this stuff up. So we want to do it right the first time. Okay, so now that we have our flour, we're going to go ahead and work on our egg wash. Now, if you guys are asking me, Chef John, what exactly is an egg wash? It really is just going to help that flour stick to the protein a lot better, right? So we have 2 eggs.
I thought you were gonna like double crack 2 eggs, one hand at one time, because
I
that
haven't
would have
done
been
that in a while.
Dude, that would have been impressive.
I haven't done that in a while, right? So we're gonna get our trusty whisk, right? We're gonna bust those yolks up, and then we're just gonna pour some water in here.
Some water?
That's it, just water, right? Mix it all together, and there you go. You have yourself an egg wash, guys. Okay, so now all these pieces are starting to come together, right? The oil's nice and hot because we put that on first, and all those flavors are melted together. We have the ribs that have been seasoned. The seasoning's gotten nice and tacky, so we know it's gonna stick to the ribs.
John, I give you an assist here. So I was gonna use the meat fork for
Okay.
like taking the ribs off.
Yeah.
But I think this is important because if you go into like standard breading procedure, your hands are going to be covered. If you've ever breaded anything, you know what I'm talking about, right? You've breaded your own fingers. Well, why not take the meat fork?
Okay,
right?
here we go.
And go into here like this.
I like that.
Get it kind of like nice
Here, let me bring this
and
over so it's
juicy,
nice and
right?
easy for you.
And then all you got to do is just kind of give a little dipperooski.
I like that,
And then that
Chef
way
Greg.
the flour is on nothing, right? And
I
then I
love
can
it.
safely put that in the oil.
I love that.
Wow.
That's perfect, Chef Greg.
There
Perfect.
you go. I just thought of that shit, right in the moment.
I love that.
Dean likes the 4-letter rub. Carl wants the Screaming Pig and honey rub mixed together. Brian likes the honey, the hot honey, faux show.
Oh, so good.
Joe's a salt, pepper, garlic kind of guy. So is Valerie. She says that she likes the heifer dust as well. Now, Chef John, have you talked oil temperature at all yet?
Well, so I told them they want their smoke stone on medium high, but the proper temperature for frying anything is going to be about that 350, 355 degree temperature. That's where you want your oil to make sure that the flour crisp up, and it also is cooking the internal of that meat without cooking the outside so fast. So that's the key to any good frying is you want to cook everything evenly, right? So this is the old school way. This is how they taught us how to do it in culinary school. So you have one wet hand, and you have one dry hand, and you don't mix the two, right? So you take your wet hand, you get your ribs, you put it in there, right? Get it nice and
And
wet.
we got those nitrile gloves, so
Yeah, it helps.
we're not getting under like the fingernails and
No.
the rings and the watches and stuff.
No, so you give it a little shake, shake, shake. Then you're gonna put it in your flour, take your dry hand, kind of cover it up, and then toss it around. Now,
Nice.
once we get our ribs in this flour, and you're gonna have to do this in batches, it's okay, right?
Right.
You wanna let it sit in this flour for about 15 minutes. The
Little bit of
longer,
patience.
Yeah, the
Little bit of
longer
patience.
you can let it sit in
Soaks
this
in.
flour, the better your crust is gonna be on your rib. A minimum 15 minutes, all right? So once I have them sitting in this flour for 15 minutes, I've already got some down here. Come on in here, TaylorMade.
Proper planning.
We're gonna go ahead and drop it into our grease. Now I already have some that I've been cooking earlier. Guys, we're gonna need you to smash that share button if you wanna see these delicious ribs as they're coming out of the grease, right? We'll give you 3 seconds.
2, 1.
Smash it! Look how good these things are, right? The Smoke Sun does an excellent job of maintaining that proper temperature for frying. This stuff looks absolutely delicious.
Shoot,
Right?
yeah.
But we're not done yet. So what we're gonna do next,
Oh wait, there's more.
oh wait, Chef Greg, there's more. This is also a great technique, guys, having these drip pans for you to so that all that grease could fall off. I also like to season anything that I fry one more time as it comes out of the oil,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Just to give it that extra little crisp.
Chef tip, baby.
Chef tips. We're gonna drop these straight in, right?
Shout out to everybody watching. We really do appreciate it. Keep
Yeah,
the
we
questions coming. Again, we're going to try to hit those up after the show ends.
Yeah.
All right, so what would fried ribs be, Jody, without some delicious honey mustard?
Okay.
Right, so we
I like
have
where your
that.
head's at.
Yeah, we have that delicious citrus honey from RecTech.
Some of the new honeys, I like 'em.
I'm melting like a Hershey bar out here,
You
big
are.
guy. I mean,
You are.
Lord have
We've got that
mercy.
Adams Southern Citrus
got
Honey
the
here,
mustard,
ladies
Chef
and
Greg?
gentlemen. You can pick it up right now at rectech.com. It's absolutely amazing.
It really is.
Don't let the citrus fool you.
No.
Again, it's got a nice flavor to it.
It's like if you had to have one all-purpose honey at your house.
Oh, yeah, look
this
at
is
that.
it. Look at the drip.
It's beautiful, right? Absolutely delicious, and it comes in a packet of other honeys too. Don't we sell that packet of honeys, Jody?
No, I don't know about that. Very
well,
good question.
Well, we need to do
Man,
that.
I need to jump on that.
All right, so we're
Roddy
just
says he likes fried
Like
ribs.
a 1-to-1 ratio.
1-to-1 ratio, right? And then we're just gonna give it a mix. Now we want this to be a little bit loose, and I'm gonna show you guys why. All right, doesn't that look good? TaylorMade, does that look delicious?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he said, oh yeah, if y'all didn't hear him.
The Mediterranean in the grill is ready for us.
Okay, so we got these delicious ribs.
Shoot you up.
Shoot ya. Right, so this is how we finish them. Right, so we're just gonna stack them, Chef Greg, just
Let's
like
go.
this.
It's like Lincoln Logs.
Lincoln
We all
Logs.
played Lincoln Logs and Jenga as kids.
There's no wrong way to stack these, is what
Well,
I'm
just-
saying.
Stack enough that we can keep eating them.
All right, then we're gonna take this delicious honey mustard, right? And we're just gonna go straight across the top,
Oh, Lord.
Yep. That does not suck.
right? Now, I know you guys are gonna be dying to try this at home, but you wanna know what it kind of tastes like. It kind of tastes like a fried pork chop.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
it's,
You know,
it's
it's-
the best part of the pork chop.
Yeah, it really
it's
is.
that like fatty, crispy meat, like right on the bone. Yeah.
It's so delicious.
You're
looks
speaking to my
absolutely
spirit
amazing.
animal right now.
All right, Chef Greg, are yours about ready to come off?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys, we haven't had a BFG for a while, but did you know we've had a BFS, a big freaking spatula? It's also great for chasing kids around the pool, but we're just gonna grab it. Whoop!
Get it, Chef Greg.
Just like that.
2 hands.
One rack
Boom.
of ribs.
Yes.
One BFS. Just like that. Okay. Now,
Woo!
when you're cooking on a competitor grill, your day's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Brownie face.
That is
Yeah.
hot, right? Jeez, right? I'd do it again. But when you're celebrating like your RecTech day, like that smile is just like. I mean, you got Chef John's
Ear to
pearly
ear,
whites
man.
right at you. But
Yes,
let's go ahead and
sir.
slice this up. Yeah, that was insanely hot. So check this
Holy
out. So now
smokes.
you have these rib pop chops.
Come on, Chef
just
Greg.
like that.
Woo!
I mean, this is hotter than your first girlfriend, Jody. Good
Oh,
lord.
man, that didn't take much.
Smoke ring for days, super tender, delicious. But like you put these on a plate with like some nice grilled potato salad or something.
Come on. Guys, we're going to need you to smash that share button. We'll give you 3 seconds to do it. 3,
2,
2, 1.
1.
Smash it!
But again, you could easily, do these, be super tasty for a dinner party, something different, right?
It's like absolutely
Internal temp is right about 207 degrees. Again, keep in mind these are St. Louis ribs, so going to that higher temp helps.
Holy smokes.
But basically, it's like a boneless kind of meat on a bone situation going on.
Dude, that looks
I love
absolutely
it.
amazing.
Good stuff.
You said they're super hot?
Dude, they're like insanely hot.
Chef Greg,
Yeah,
just
like-
cut me a piece of meat off.
Well, what about yours? Are yours hot?
Yeah, they just came out the fryer. You know, they're a little warm.
There's some.
Get you that small one. That's probably not as hot because it's
There
cooled
we go.
faster.
We're gonna get Chef Greg a cool one so we can cheers these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here you go, Chef Greg. Get your
Absolutely.
It's Rib Week at RecTech. We're celebrating. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
No, what are y'all doing? Like cheese.
Cheers. Oh yeah.
See, those that know me know I'm not a yellow mustard fan.
Yeah.
What saves this is the honey.
Yeah. The crispiness and the honey, the mustard, the Chef Greg's, the Ron Screaming Pig. This couldn't be any easier.
That does not suck.
And for all you Smokestone people, if you really want to flex a little bit, this would be a great way to flex. Totally. No one's going to expect this. Fried ribs.
I think if there's one reason to buy that smokestone, it's this right here.
I'm ready to do your laundry.
Yeah. Let's go.
Wow, that was absolutely amazing.
You can put a
Again-
fried egg with this too, man.
Oh
Like,
yeah. That'd be real good.
All right, give us a recap of that, big guy. Starting with the oil.
All right, so super easy. With the oil, we mixed 1 tub, 3-pound tub of Crisco, 2 pounds of lard. We put it in that RecTech Dutch oven and turned the Smokestone on medium-high. So it's right around that 450-degree range, which lends itself to be perfect to have that grease at about 350 degrees, right? Let all that stuff meld together while we did
Be
that.
patient.
Well, let
You
that
gotta be
stuff go.
patient.
Got to be patient with that. Came back, sliced our ribs up, seasoned our ribs, Ron Screaming Pig, Chef Greg's 4-letter rub, mixed it all together. Then we had 3 cups of flour, and then we added more Chef Greg's, more Ron Screaming to that. Folded those ribs into that flour, let them sit for about 15-20 minutes. By that time, the grease was hot, Jody.
Wow.
We dropped them in
So
the
good.
grease. 30 minutes later, topped them with a little bit of that citrus honey and yellow mustard, made a little our own honey mustard, and voila.
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 I love it.
Yeah,
And
I
to
love
let
it.
yours cool down just a little bit more, Chef Greg, give us a recap of your
Yeah,
amazing
so mine was a significantly
rib
more difficult
lollipop.
prep process. We went ahead and pulled the meat back from the bones. We seasoned up with some mustard, some of the Rossa Rossi's honey rib rub. 300 degrees for right about 3 hours, so we're probing tender around 205, 207. Hit it with Harry's sweet sauce, and then you have like a rib pop chop right here.
Holy smokes.
I mean, they're so good.
All right, give me,
Harry,
I
here,
see-
give me one of them.
I see he's got a piece over here.
All right.
Cheers. To you, my friend. Up
Want
high.
to cheers another rib?
Chef Greg.
John,
he's
you
the-
look at your weak
My-
ass.
it's
Sorry,
okay. I
I'm
have a small
eating.
piece.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah.
That's so good. Man,
That's delicious.
it's like, it's literally a rib on a stick. I mean, ribs are already on a stick because it's got a bone, but like, yeah, come on, people, get with it.
a little bit. You get a little bit more caramelization with this, Chef Greg, and all
Wow.
the flavors kind of like pulled together, and it's like more
But, like,
potent for me.
I love the way that looks. Like that, like,
Holy smokes.
yeah.
So good.
We just rectified classics.
Wow. All right, we spun that wheel of RecTech last week,
Yeah, we
boys.
did. Yeah, we
It
did.
landed on a pizza kit.
I love it.
If you didn't know we had pizza kits, they are available right now at rectech.com, RECTEQ.com. Please go check them out. This person did all that we wanted them to do.
All the things.
She asked an amazing question. He asked an amazing question. I'm still trying to throw you off a little bit.
I like it.
But here you go, boys. It says, "Hey fellas, you make us better. Quick question. I see you mixing rub sprinkles all the time.
Yeah.
How do you familiarize yourself with the spices in general in all of the seasonings?"
That's a good question.
I think for me the biggest thing is just taste them alone, right? Kind of by themselves, and then see where they're at, right? So, like obviously the Asian Persuasion has a little bit of a honey granule, ginger, sriracha powder, and you might see sriracha on the label and say, "Oh, I don't like spicy food." Couldn't be further from the truth, right? The sriracha just adds a little bit of heat in there, just like black pepper would, right? Whether maybe it's a heifer dust, so you've got more of like salt, pepper, garlic, onion, paprika. You've got some chili powder in there, right? Oh, I don't like chili powder. I'm telling you, it's not hot. But the cool thing is, taste them all separately, then taste them all together. Like you've gone to the drink fountain at the gas station,
Right.
And it's like a little bit of everything.
Suicide.
It's been a long time.
Do
But
that.
Yeah.
You need to go back to Buc-ee's. Do that with the seasonings, right? They were developed, and I would say they're robust in flavor, but they're also well-rounded enough that they all play well together. Whether you're cooking seafood, pork, chicken, fish, or maybe you're cooking pizzas on that new pizza kit. I'm telling you, the 4-letter rub and that freaking Greek, voila.
So the winner is from
Boom.
YouTube. Shout out all of our friends on YouTube. We
Shout out
love you. We
YouTube.
thank you. Make sure you subscribe. At
What?
Joe Paghetti 911.
Hey, Joe,
Joe
congratulations.
Paghetti 911. Make sure you reach out to us. We will confirm that it is you, Joe.
Joe sounds like a
Get
guy
that
that would
price
cook a
headed
lot of
down.
pizza at his house.
Yeah.
I think we just made the pizza.
Kind of looks like
That
it. It
better.
kind of looks like me. Kind of weird.
He's a little
Kinda-
better looking
Yeah.
than you.
Hey,
Jody's,
hey.
Jody's doppelganger.
Just a little.
Shout out, Joe. But again, thank you guys so much for following, for liking, for subscribing. Make sure you follow these guys on social media. Chef Greg, what's your handle?
At Chef Greg Muller.
What about you, Chef John?
At Chef John Pinnell.
And mine is at BBQ Dad Jody, barbecue spelled BBQ. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you go check out rectech.com right now. It's almost Memorial Day, baby.
Almost is. And guys, if you need to hear from us or you need to talk to us live, you got a question, feel free to give us a call, 706-922-0890. We got a bank of people sitting right up there that are going to get you right for your next cook.
U.S.-based customer service,
Let's
baby.
go.
Or just visit us here at 4301 Evans Deluxe Road. And shout out from the breezeway right there. We got people hanging out, ready to get some good food, man.
All right, everybody. We really do appreciate it. From the world headquarters of RecTech here in Evans, Georgia. God bless you.
God bless the United States.
And we'll see you
At the RecTech.
Dude, I'm telling you, those fried ribs.
Yeah, that
Put
sets
some
it off.
hot Stevie's
Oh,
hot
my gosh.
habanero honey on there.
Yes.
Oh, I just want to eat the
setting it off,
Crispies.
bro.
That's it. Just crunchy.
So good.